Companies often spend millions on software, ERPs, CRMs, and complex warehouse systems, yet the customer still receives the wrong product at the wrong time. Inside the company, departments can operate with high efficiency in isolation. Sales might hit their targets, and the warehouse might pack boxes quickly, even while the overall machine remains broken. You can expose the gap between these silos with one question: can you deliver 500 units by August 15th? Answering that question requires more than a software dashboard. It requires a massive web of synchronization across active contracts, allocatable inventory, factory capacity, and shipping routes. When these dependencies are invisible, technology fails. Resolving this requires an end-to-end framework that maps the business from the initial order to the customer's door. This order-to-door journey begins with the promise phase. This is the moment raw demand enters the business, whether it's through a salesperson, a dealer portal, or an EDI transaction. Because a promise is shaped before an official order even exists, any error in the initial context, like an impossible lead time or an invalid price, dooms the entire transaction from the start. In the first stages of the framework, the business must verify the demand, confirming the customer's account status, their specific contract terms, and any regulatory compliance rules. Next, the offer is refined through configuration, pricing, and quoting. The business has to reconcile product compatibility rules with margin controls to ensure the offer is actually executable. Stage 4 is order capture. This is where the accepted quote is finally converted into an official operational commitment within the system. Properly governing these early stages ensures that invalid configurations and unapproved discounts never reach the downstream teams. Once the digital order is validated, the business enters the orchestrate phase. This is where the digital promise meets the physical constraints of materials and labor. When material availability doesn't match the promised delivery date, the operation bottlenecks. Scheduling becomes guesswork. To prevent this friction, every department must agree on 5 specific categories of data: product specifications, contract pricing, inventory counts, fulfillment status, and financial records. If these 5 pillars of truth are disconnected, manufacturing operates blindly. The result is a constant cycle of urgent shortages and collapsing profit margins. In the deliver phase, the focus shifts to the warehouse, where physical goods must be matched to the customer's specific expectation. During fulfillment, there is a significant difference between inventory existing in a report and inventory being truly allocable, meaning it is undamaged, in the right location, and not promised to someone else. As the product ships, many operations fail to connect the physical delivery back to the financial systems, causing delays in invoicing and payment. A delivery is only successful when the physical handoff perfectly matches the digital record and activates the correct financial triggers. The operational lifecycle continues even after the product leaves the facility. In the sustain phase, service and warranty claims must tie directly back to the original order, lot number, and serial number to be processed accurately. Finally, the business must evaluate the entire cycle, identifying where manual work or exceptions added unnecessary cost and risk. Capturing this feedback is the only way for a business to prevent repeating the same failure on the next order. Technology is only safe to implement once these 10 stages are mapped and the ownership of every decision is clearly defined. This operational map dictates how 4 technical layers are applied: ERP for transactions, cloud for infrastructure, data for shared definitions, and AI for assistance. Sequencing the work this way prevents automation from accelerating a broken workflow and ensures that AI has the context it needs to be useful. Uniting all departments into this single baseline requires a governance tool like the Metrotechs Launchpad to maintain the roadmap. Digital transformation requires a persistent governance model that remains active long after the initial software go-live. Real change begins when a business sees its entire operation, from the first order to the final door, as one connected system.